point about liver. And some people will say, well, you don't want to have liver, very frequently because you're going to get an overload and toxicity of vitamin A or copper or iron. Well, if you look up the studies that talk about that, they never talk about consuming excessive liver, okay? They talk about consuming individual synthetic vitamins like synthetic vitamin A, or they might talk about consuming too much copper. So, of course, liver does not contain synthetic vitamins. Now, I will say there has been one study that I could find, and that was consuming polar bear liver. And that's very toxic if you consume too much of it because the amount of vitamin A is off the charts. But I don't even believe that you can create a toxic effect if you're going to consume it every single day.
Nowadays are concerned about nutrient poisoning. Yes, really. Especially vitamin A from liver. The body is not going to let anything into the system that could harm it, which is why there has never been and never will be a case of vitamin poisoning. Eating tons of molecules of whatever nutrient is never going to harm you. If you would inject it straight into the blood, then of course it could harm you because that is unnatural. The main reason people believe this lie about vitamin A is because eating polar bear liver has caused deaths. It was clearly reported that the livers were overloaded with cadmium, which is a toxic metal. The polar bears absorbed it because the Arctic water is full of it. The people who died only showed symptoms of, can you guess it? Cadmium poisoning. This is what it's all based on. It's an absolute joke.
Number 4, liver is too high in vitamin A. If you eat liver too often, you might develop a toxic level of vitamin A. Another myth that seemingly will not die. When you actually look into the research, the only people who have ever suffered from hypervitaminosis A, which is vitamin A toxicity, are people who have either taken an artificially produced vitamin A supplement, they're taking a prescription medication that is full of synthetic vitamin A, or they've eaten way too much of polar bear liver or puffer fish liver. There has never, and listen carefully, this is important, listen carefully. There has never been a documented case of vitamin A toxicity from eating the liver of an animal, a normal animal that we would eat the liver of, whether that's cod liver, chicken liver, turkey, goose, duck, cow, pork, sheep, venison, any animal. There has never been a documented case of that ever. So yes, avoid polar bear liver and avoid puffer fish liver. Don't eat those. Those are hyper concentrated in vitamin A and other toxins because of the way those animals live. But if you're eating normal liver that you would buy at the grocery, there is zero chance. If you're eating liver 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, you are not going to develop vitamin A toxicity. If you eat too much liver, you'll develop copper toxicity. Again, all copper toxicities listed in the literature come from inorganic sources of copper, not from liver. Liver is an excellent source of copper, which is an essential mineral. You need copper. Copper is good for you. What you don't need is an overdose of inorganic copper that might come from a supplement or might come from your drinking water, God forbid, or might come from another inorganic source. Organically sourced copper from liver is good for you.